Hi, my name is Isaac Wright, and today I'm going to be presenting to you a book review over The Innovator's Mindset: Empower Learning, Unleashing Talent, and Lead a Culture of Creativity. The Innovator's Mindset is broken up into four parts. Part one is innovation in education. Part two is laying the groundwork. Part three is unleashing talent. And part four is concluding thought. In part one, chapter one, what innovation is and isn't, Couros defines innovation as a way of thinking that creates something new and better. He is going to first ask what is best for this learner. That is a student-centered approach, and it is trying to individualize the approach. He is going to argue that you are not trying to be different through innovation for the sake of difference, but that you're trying to design solutions with the individual's interests and the end goal in mind for it to be crucial for innovation to be successful. In chapter two, the innovator's mindset, he starts off by comparing growth mindset to a fixed mindset, saying that growth mindset has hard work and practice, and that can lead to new abilities. But he adds on that an innovator's mindset being defined by the belief that the abilities, intelligences, and talents of a person are developed so that they lead to the creation of a new or better idea. That innovator's mindset is going to be the focus of this creating process that he's going to talk about the rest of the book. In chapter three, characteristics of the innovator's mindset, he's going to say that the characteristics are empathetic. There's going to be problem finders and solvers. They're going to be risk takers. They're going to be networked, observant, creators, resilient, and reflective. And his big thing is that we must model for our students in this chapter. Part two, laying the groundwork, is about defining and creating the cultures that are going to lead to the innovation mindset that we're looking for in schools. In chapter four, relationships, the big idea is it's relationships that you need to be worried about. The foundation being trust. And so you're going to want to trust not only in yourself, but you're going to trust your students, you're going to trust your coworkers, and then you're going to want to trust your boss. And in this, you're going to set up a support system that is going to help each other make and take risks, which are very important to the innovation mindset. Without those risks, you will not learn to try new things, create new ideas, which will end up bettering the education process for your students. Chapter five, learn, lead, innovate, is all about how you need to step into your students' shoes. And in chapter six, engage versus empower, it is looking at the difference between engaging and empowering. He says that engaging is getting students to be interested in our content and what we are teaching, but empowering is giving students knowledge and skills to pursue their interests and their future. And that we must create a culture of empowerment to let students and staff be able to have a voice when it comes to their interests. Chapter seven, creating a shared vision, is looking at what you need to have to empower a shared vision and looking at what you must encourage and have yourself. So we're looking at the voice, the choice, the time for reflection, opportunity for innovation, critical thinkers, problem solvers / finders, self-assessment, and connected learning. The big idea is, what are the what ifs questions we need to be asking? We need to be talking about possibilities with our students and with our other staff members, and how these possibilities will lead eventually to realities within the classroom and within the workplace. Part three, unleashing talent, is all about the practical that we can be doing in our classrooms and at our schools to help the innovation mindset to flourish. And so in chapter eight, strength-based leadership, is focusing on how we can build up the students and our coworkers' strengths and focus less on their weaknesses. So we're going to not worry about how to get rid of their weaknesses, but we're going to worry about how we can build up their strengths and empower them so that as they grow in their strengths, they will be more confident and they will have more competence. And then during this, they will have in that confidence the ability to want to work on their weaknesses and improve them. In chapter 9, Powerful Learning First, Technology Second, the idea and the focus is that is on the learner. It's for them to make, or for us to make learning relevant for the student, and then for tech to become a tool to accelerate the process of learning. So it is not just for our students, but is also for our other staff members and especially ourselves. In chapter 10, less is more. This is the idea that when it comes to what we are teaching our students, we're going to focus more on the depth than we are the breadth. We're going to focus more on the concepts and how the students can understand them and apply them than we are on the memorization of content. When students learn how to work with creativity, students become more creative, and creativity is where we start to think differently, whereas innovation is where creativity comes to life, and students need the time in the classroom to be creative. It is important to note that choice is very important, but we don't want the overwhelming amount of choices be what's limiting students and our staff members. We want them to be able to know how to use the tools that are given to them to their fullest instead of having an overwhelming amount of tool sets that they only scratch the surface of. Chapter 11, Embracing an Open Culture, is talking about how the sharing of ideas between coworkers and other teachers is what is going to lead to improvement and have that innovation mindset. In this chapter, Couros is putting a big emphasis on Twitter. Twitter being one of the main ways for teachers to actually share the assignments and projects and lesson plans that they have come up with themselves with the rest of the world. And so it is this global teacher mindset. In this, teachers can take what the resources you've put out and then kind of remix them or tailor them to their specific context. Chapter 12, Create Meaningful Learning for Educators, is focusing on what we as future teachers or future staff members of a school must do to stay lifelong learners. And so the idea is that for us to become learners, that we can model for our students how to learn as well. And so the 8 things that you're going to be looking for in a professional learner, as mentioned before, are voice, choice, reflection, opportunities for innovation, critical thinking, problem solving, self-assessment, and connected learning. This chapter is not an answer for what professional learning is, but is a suggestion to help spark ideas in that process. Part 4, Concluding Thoughts, is the summary and wrap-up of the entire book. Chapter 13, Are We There Yet?, is looking to answer that question in reference to once a school has the innovation mindset, are they done? And the answer is no. And that answer really encompasses the whole idea of the innovator's mindset, because you were saying the processes and the ideas and everything we're doing now might be good, but it could be better with change. And so you're looking at the resources that you have and you're saying, how am I going to make this better for my students? One of them being assessments, which is talked in chapter 13. Digital portfolios are a big one in this chapter. That being that digital portfolios help to demonstrate the knowledge that is achieved by the student and actually showcases what the students are doing to the community and to their fellow students, peers, parents, and teachers. The same thing with blogs. Blogs are great ways to do that as well, while also demonstrating their writing abilities and helping them to improve on them. In chapter 14, The Biggest Barrier and Game Changer to Innovation in Education, they're discussing the problem with the basics. The basics being the typical content that students are learning and how they're learning it. And most people will say that there's a conflict between the basics and the innovation mindset. However, Couros says that the basics are necessary because without knowing the basics, there's nothing for students to actually work with. And those are the basics for the concepts that students are going to dive into. In this chapter, Couros also gives a big portion of his life and how he actually became a teacher, but he focuses on that the big game changer is not technology. Although technology is a good tool, he says that the game changer for the innovation mindset is for educators to embrace it. And so the purpose is to create something better for the students. Thank you for watching this video and putting up with the mic quality and my sick voice. I do appreciate it. Leave a comment on how you would like to see the Innovators Mindset in your school. And shout out to George Couros for this amazing book that is definitely going to persuade me in my future teaching career. Thank you.